What up, Pittsburgh Steelers fans? Matty P here with another episode of Steelers Touchdown Under. We are back. We haven't done anything since week 1. I've been on vacation holidaying in the US, but that hasn't stopped us to do a video today. Steelers obviously playing the Los Angeles Chargers in just a matter of a few hours. I cannot wait. We're going to have the tailgate. I'm going to be attending the game. I'm in Pittsburgh. I cannot wait. Going to be checking out the Pittsburgh Steel line. So if you want to catch up and you are going to the game or you are tailgating and not going to the game, definitely. You can hit me up on the channel. I'll put a post out as well, let you know about where I am. I'm going to try and do a quick live from the tailgate if we can as well. So super, super excited to be going to a Steelers game. My first Steelers game in 5 years since they played the Bills. But getting into today's game, look, there have been a lot of the injury news coming off yesterday or Friday, which everyone will be aware about, is obviously Troy Fautanu is out indefinitely. He's been put on IR, so that's going to make things very difficult for the Steelers offensive line. You kind of really wish Isaac Seumalo was back to create a bit of that cohesion, particularly on the left side with Dan Moore. But Dan Moore has actually been, at the moment, pretty highly rated according to PFF so far on the season in terms of all left tackles. So that, we've got to take that for what it is. At least he's playing probably a little bit better than last year. Broderick was a concern last week with 3 penalties in 6 minutes. Hopefully that elbow is not so bad. I think that some of that elbow is the reason why. I think there's maybe a little bit of a mentality issue, but I expect with Broderick, with Fautanu being out, he's now got the chance to prove that. And so that when Fautanu comes back, you can move Dan Moore away and move Dan Moore onto the bench, because I don't trust at the moment what they're doing with Broderick. I think they're limiting his potential, and he was a first-round draft pick. And the history since TJ Watt of kind of mucking around with some of our first-round draft picks, which is kind of why the Minka trade was so good. But back to positive stuff. There's only 3 guys out in terms of Seumalo is out, Pruitt is out, and Troy Fautanu is out. It was a little bit interesting to see whether Roman Wilson will play. I am so hoping to see Roman Wilson. The 2 things I'm hoping for in today's game, I'm hoping TJ breaks 100. I would love to be there for that. Last week I was at the Texas Longhorns and I was there for Arch Manning's breakout party. Now I would love to be there for TJ's 100th sack. That would be an awesome thing to do, particularly because it's not an AFC North game, a rival game, or a Christmas Day game, or a Thanksgiving game, or a playoff game. So TJ needs to get that 100. He should already be past 100 with all the holds that he's had in his career. Also with the that bad hold that he had last week that should have been a sack on Nix, but it caused Nix to throw that interception to KZ. And also the sack, obviously, that should have got him the sack record. So I'm really pumped to see TJ will do that. But I would also love to see Roman Wilson's first touchdown. That would be a massive thing. I would love to be there for that. I think he's going to have a long career with the Steelers. And so we want to see that start off. We haven't been able to see enough of Roman Wilson, about 3rd-round draft pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers this season, obviously being injured and what have you, missing most of the preseason. So they're two really key things. Likewise, I think the defensive line, I'm really keen to see that. I'm really keen to see the defense overall. I'm feeling, I said to my wife last night, I'm feeling a Minka pick 6. Or at least a Minka interception. That is what I'm feeling in this game. I mean, it's going to be huge. Minka is going to force a turnover for sure. I can just feel it. I have had a good history of predicting stuff like this. But anyway, that's my bold prediction is Minka makes a big interception, and maybe it even goes for a pick 6. It's obviously an interesting game too. We've got a lot of pundits saying that it's going to be a hard-nosed defense game. We know that. Chargers are 3rd best defense in the league at the moment. Steelers are 4th best defense in the league. Whoever wins this, they're both undefeated. Whoever wins this game will then continue to rise up that defensive list. The Steelers' defense is incredible. We know that as Steelers fans. So it's going to be a really interesting game from that perspective. Also, the whole Russell Wilson thing is questionable up until game time. As much as I would love to see Russ in there live, I do think Fields, and something might come out by the time you watch this, I do think Fields will be the guy on the field. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them work Russ in or to see Fields on a shorter leash, particularly if the Chargers have a lead in this game. That's where I could see it going. So that's going to be a real interesting thing as well. Likewise, the Chargers have brought in, obviously, the Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator previously with the Baltimore Ravens, and they have J.K. Dobbins, and they have Gus Edwards. So from that perspective, it's going to be a very familiar run game for the Steelers. However, you've got Jim Harbaugh as head coach of the Chargers out of formerly of Michigan, and formerly obviously had a long NFL coaching career as well. We're going to see a lot of running game from them. They are going to look the Steelers and the Chargers. This is why, like people are calling, I think Rich Eisen called it a slobber knocker. This is going to be the one where this is just punching each other out, hard-nosed defense, smash mouth football, run it up the middle. it's going to be awesome to watch. It's for the purists out there. It's going to be awesome. It's not going to be West Coast throwing out for a million touchdowns. But I also could see that being the way in the first half and things opening up. It's pretty hot here in Pittsburgh. For Australians out there, it's going to be about 29-30 through the middle of the game. At the moment, it sort of seems to be fluctuating between 27-28 for the game, but I've seen one report that it could get up to 30 F. That's like, I don't know, plus 90 F effectively. So it's going to be hot out there. So that running the football and that hard defense, the things that are going to open up later in the game. So that's really interesting. Likewise, I think with the Steelers bring on Terrell Edmonds into the team off the Jags practice squad on the 10th of September. I was thinking about that last night. I was thinking about Deshaun Elliott. It's a good thing for the Steelers because I always said that while I like KZ, I worry about his size and when they have to play him in a strong safety role or taking Minka away as the free safety and putting him as the strong safety. So I'm really excited to see. I mean, if you can do a set where you've got Patrick Queen, you've got Peyton Wilson, you've got Deshaun Elliott, and you've got Terrell Edmonds and Minka Fitzpatrick, you have a very fast dime nickel. You've got a very, very fast, even 3-4 if you want to be really schematic about it. A set of players there, very athletic, very big, can mark up on anyone. Really, really important. So that's sort of my key takeaways for the game today is the offensive line is going to have to perform. Broderick is going to have to be better. That's probably a Captain Obvious take, but that's what it is. Tight ends, I think Connor Hayward's going to have a much bigger game. I hope also with Pruitt out, it doesn't mean that Darnell doesn't go to receiving. I love seeing Darnell get his first career touchdown last week. That was awesome to see. And then obviously I think it's going to come down to the defense, and the defensive line is going to be really important to put that pressure on and allow the Steelers linebackers and safeties to absolutely feast. But with that, I'm Matty P. As always, go Steelers.